Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to show you about how the big banks are manipulating the forex markets. I'll bring you to one story though that happened with the Swiss bank. So the Swiss National Bank had set a minimum rate of 1.2 Swiss franc to 1 euro. So the exchange rate will no longer fall below the minimum rate of 1.2. So when the time at the exchange rate when the value of the Swiss franc dropped to almost near the 1.2 value, there was nowhere to go. There was no way it's going to go back down. So it could only go up. So guess what the majority of the people did? 70% of the people in the forex markets saw that opportunity as that if they were to buy it at the lowest point, because the Swiss bank said it could not go any lower than 1.2. So the people saw it as an opportunity, bought it at the lowest point at 1.2, hoping that price would get higher than 1.2. But guess what the Swiss bank did? They removed the peg and let the Swiss franc fall all the way from 1.2 to 0.99. So people who bought the positions had lost money in it, and even if you had a stop loss placed around 1.2 or 1.15, it happened all of a sudden. The stop loss were not triggered and people lost the money inside here. So this is it's just an example of it's just an example to show you how that the people who are too naive to trust the banks, think that the government can take care of them and take the word for it, they're putting themselves in trouble. They're being too naive. So that's one example. So when the Swiss bank unpacked the franc to the euro dollar from 1.2, it provoked chaos, total chaos. Why did they do it? Because imagine if you saw 70% of the people in the forex market buying it, and you were the big banks, and you saw the opportunity to do what they did and short sell when 70% of the people were buying it. There was a lot of money pooled inside there. What would you do if you were the big bank? You would short sell and take all of the 70% of people's money. So they just talked to the Swiss government and Swiss central bank government, and guess what? They removed the peg and people lost all the money for all the way. That is a huge drop. That's a huge drop. So it's not really a supply demand factor in forex. So this is something I like to show you from the IG client sentiment, which shows the number of people buying long, that they are going long, and the people that are shorting, the people that are selling. So the line here is the price movement of the USD to JPY, and you can see here that at this point the red line shows the number of people that were shorting it. So there were more people shorting it than they were buying it. But guess what? When the people were shorting it, the big banks had pulled the money and bought it in with trillions of dollars. They just bought it, and guess what? So all the people shorting their money lost all the money because it had just reached a really high position. And guess what? When the people were starting to buy it, guess what they did? They decided to short sell and got the price even lower. So the opposite happens. When the people short, it gets higher. When the majority of the people buys, it gets lower. So yeah, so this is something you should know if you're in the forex markets. Another example I like to show you is for the USD to Canadian dollar. You could see here at the point where the blue line shows the people that are buying, going long on this, the price had fallen to its lowest point. The big banks had shorted it when the majority of the people were buying it, just to make them lose. So the big banks took all of the people's money. Yep. So I hope you got something today and you you learned something about how the forex markets work. If you have any questions, leave your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.